السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين، أما بعد. يا رب عظمت ذنوبي كثرة، فلقد علمت بأن عفوك أعظم، إن كان لا يرجوك إلا محسن، فبمن يلوذ ويستجير المجرم. أدعوك ربي كما أمرت تضرعا، فإذا رددت يدي فمن ذا يرحم. ما لي إليك الوسيلة إلا الرجاء، وجميل عفوك ثم أني مسلم. Ikhwani fillah, we continue with our lecture series regarding the scholars of Islam. For the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Al-ulama hum warathatul al-anbiya, wa inna al-anbiya lam yuwarrithu dinaran wa la dirhama, wa innama warrathul ilm, faman akhadahu akhadha bihadhin wafir. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he says that the ulama, they are the ones who have inherited from the prophets. There's no prophet after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He's the last prophet. But the inheritance that he left, the knowledge that he left, is the ulama. The ulama did not get any dirham or dinar from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They got the knowledge. So whoever takes a part of this knowledge has indeed gotten a great share. Ikhwani fillah, we are continuing with the greats of Islamic history, the scholars. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises the position of the believers amongst you, but He raises the positions of the scholars even higher. Ikhwani fillah, in the previous lecture series, we spoke about a number of the ulama. From the greatest of the scholars of Medina is the Imam of Darul Hijrah, the Imam Malik ibn Anas, who passed away in the year 179 of the Hijri calendar. Then you come to Mecca, many great scholars of Mecca, but the ones we have spoken of so far is the great Imam Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i. Muhammad Idris al-Shafi'i, he was born in Gaza, which is from the land of Sham. But his early life was in Mecca. He studied in Medina, he went to Iraq, had a madhab in Iraq, and he died in Egypt. So he was all over Imam Shafi'i. Then we spoke about the great scholars from Iraq. Who is the greatest of the scholars from Iraq? We spoke about the Imam Abu Hanifa al-Nu'man ibn Thabit, who died in the year 150 of the Hijri calendar. And we spoke about the great Imam Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah, who passed away in the year 161 of the Hijri calendar. As Muslims, most of us know only the four madhabs. What are the four madhabs we know? Abu Hanifa, the Hanafiya, the Malikiya, the Shafi'iyya, and the Hanabila. These are the four madhabs that we know. But there are other madhabs there before, but most of them got extinct or not followed by anyone. We mentioned before the madhab of the great scholar of Kufa, the Imam Sufyan al-Thawri. So this is the fifth madhab we took. Tonight we're taking the madhab of the people of Egypt. Who is the greatest scholar who has come from Egypt? The Imam Layth ibn Sa'd al-Masri rahimahullah. Tomorrow night we'll take the greatest scholar who has come also from Sham, who also has a madhab, the Imam Abdurrahman al-Awza'i, who died in the city of Beirut. Thereafter we shall take other scholars inshallah who had madhabs. So don't assume only the madhabs are those four that we know. There were also other madhabs before. The madhab of Imam Sufyan al-Thawri, Layth ibn Sa'd, Imam al-Awza'i, Imam Abu Ja'far al-Tabari, Imam Abu Thawr, and so on and so forth. Ikhwani fillah, this Imam we're talking about tonight, Imam Layth ibn Sa'd al-Fahmi rahimahullah. This Imam al-Shafi'i, he says, كان إمام الليث أفقه من مالك ولكن أصحابه لم يقوموا به. He says, Imam al-Shafi'i, that this Layth ibn Sa'd was even more knowledgeable than Imam Malik, but his companions, his students, did not give due attention to his madhab or to his knowledge. This Imam Ikhwani fillah, he used to be very wealthy. We shall look at his biography shortly. This Imam per year, as mentioned by one of his students, Muhammad ibn Rumh, he says that the Imam used to earn every year 80,000 gold coins. 80,000 dinar. 1 dinar, ikhwani fillah, is 4 grams. Let us do this multiplication very quickly. 1 dinar is 4 grams. So this Imam was earning 80,000 dinar per year. In 1 year he earns how much? 80,000 times 4 is 320,000 grams of gold. How much is a gram of gold? The people who are marrying or have children who are marrying? How much is a gram of gold? No, Haji, your price is very old. How much? About $80 to $85. About 10,000, 11,000 Kenyan shillings is the price of gold currently. About $80. So that 320,000 grams of gold he was earning, you do times 80. That's almost $25 million he was earning per year. And zakah was not obligatory on this imam. This imam was earning every year 80,000 dinar, yet he was not paying a single cent in zakah. Why was this? We shall look at this shortly, ikhwani. This imam, ikhwani fillah, was born in Egypt in the year 94 of the Hijri calendar. This year 94 is known as the year of the fuqaha. We lost many scholars in 1 year. This year 94, we lost many scholars of Islam in that one particular year. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he says in an authentic hadith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not take knowledge from their hearts just like that, but He takes it from the death of the scholars. Hatta, until no scholar is remaining, and the people, they start taking the ignorant people as their scholars, and they get misguided and they misguide others. So he was born in this year 94 of the Hijri calendar. About the same year as Imam Malik. Imam Malik was born the year 93 of the Hijri calendar. Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad was born in the year 94 of the Hijri calendar. The greatest scholar of Egypt in its entire history is this man we're talking about tonight, Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad. Or even the greatest scholar of Africa, if you want to say, because no other scholar greater than him was born in Africa. So Layth ibn Sa'ad, his full name is Layth ibn Sa'ad ibn Abdurrahman ibn Uqbah al-Qalqashandi rahimahullah al-Fahmi al-Masri. He was born in the year 94 of the Hijri calendar in a village called Qalqashanda in Egypt, in the Egyptian Delta. Early years, he takes knowledge of the deen. He comes from a very wealthy family that is not Arab, Persian family, from Isfahan in Iran. They had migrated to Egypt during the early conquests of the Muslims when they were conquering Egypt. So he was coming from a very wealthy family, ikhwani fillah. He starts seeking knowledge. He goes all the way to Mecca and he studies under the Imam Az-Zuhri rahimahullah in the year 113 of the Hijri calendar. He goes for Hajj and he studies under the great Imam Az-Zuhri rahimahullah. Imam Az-Zuhri is the first scholar in Islamic history to compile the hadiths of the Prophet ﷺ in a book. So if you ask who's the very first scholar to compile hadiths, is this Imam Ibn Shihab Az-Zuhri, Muhammad Muslim, who passed away in the year 125 of the Hijri calendar. He studies under this Imam. He studies under the great scholar of Mecca, a person from Sudan, a Nubi, very ugly man, but was the greatest scholar of Mecca. An African, a slave, a Nubi. He's called Ata ibn Abi Rabah. He studies under him. He goes and studies under the scholars of Medina, the scholars of Iraq, and he comes back to his nation of Egypt. This man was highly respected by all the Muslims, and more so the rulers at the time. The Khalifa Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, the Khalifa of the Abbasids, he comes to Egypt because there are a lot of revolts in Egypt. And he enters one of the mosques. And coincidentally, it is the mosque of this Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad. He listens from his knowledge and says to him, "Oh Imam, you are the new leader or governor of this entire land of Egypt." Because he saw the intelligence of this man. This man says, "No, I come from a family that is not a family that is of status, a family of freed slaves. It is not worthy for me to become the leader of Egypt. Choose someone else. Choose my student Uthman ibn Azd." Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad al-Zuhri, Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad al-Fahmi rahimahullah, any person who is appointed to be a judge or to be a qadi or to be a lecturer or to be a governor of Egypt must come to the house of this Imam. He was that powerful and highly regarded with the scholars. Also, ikhwani fillah, this man used to fast one day and eat one day. And that is the best fast, the fast of Nabillahi Dawud alayhi salam. Also, he never used to pay any zakah, yet he was one of the wealthiest people in Egypt. Why? Every single cent he gets, ikhwani fillah, he gives out in sadaqah. More so, he spends on the scholars. Imam Malik ibn Anas, his companion from Medina, does not take any money from the Bayt al-Mal, from the Muslim treasury. He takes all he requires for his family needs and his personal needs and from his students from this Imam Layth ibn Sa'id al-Fahmi. He used to spend on Imam Malik ibn Anas. Every year he sends to him 1,000 or 100 dinar. Imam Malik says to him, "Oh Imam, I have a debt of 500 dinar. Please assist me." He sends to him 500 dinar. Another time Imam Malik sends to him the dates of Medina in a package. He sends back the same package full of gold. Such was the Imam Layth ibn Sa'id al-Fahmi rahimahullah. Another time Imam Malik has his daughter, he wants the daughter to get married. Says, "Oh Layth, send for me some dye to dye the clothes of my daughter for our wedding." And he sends 30 camel loads of that dye from Egypt for the Imam Malik to give to his daughter. Imam Malik wonders, what do I do all this dye? So he takes it to the market and he sells it, and the extra money he gets it, he uses it for his own family. So he used to spend on the scholars of Islam. He used to spend on Imam Malik, he used to spend on another called Mansur ibn Ammar, and many others of the scholars. This is the same as the biography we shall look at later on, the Imam Abdullah Mubarak al-Marwazi. The Imam Abdullah Mubarak al-Marwazi, he used to spend on the two Hammads, Hammad ibn Zayd, Hammad ibn Salama. He used to spend on Fudayl ibn Iyad, and the two Sufyan ibn Sa'id al-Thawri and Sufyan ibn Uyayna. Question, dear brothers in Islam, that I wish to ask. Who amongst you spends or wants to get close to Allah Azza wa Jal by giving the scholars some support, some financial support? Because these scholars, they come, they spend their time to teach you beneficial knowledge. Simple question. Friday khutbahs, just advice I'm giving you the brothers. I'm okay. I'm not asking for myself. Me, I'm okay. You go to a mosque, those khatibs, they come with taxis, with Ubers from very far. True or false? They come to your local mosque. They give the khutbah. Where are they going to have the lunch after the khutbah? Who's going to pay for their transport coming forth and going back to where they have come from? This is one gate or one door that the Muslims have neglected honestly. Some of these khatibs, they don't have anything. They're doing it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. But try supporting them. On Friday you see the khatib, tell him, "Oh khatib, come. I invite you for lunch in my house or in the local restaurant, or let me drop you where you're going exactly." So Imam Layth ibn Sa'id al-Fahmi rahimahullah, he used to spend on the scholars, and more so Imam Malik ibn Anas, and every money he gets, nothing remains. Another time a lady comes to ask him for sadaqah, says, "Oh Imam, my son is sick, please give me some honey. Just want a bowl of it." Says, "No, I'm not going to give you a bowl." So the lady is a little bit heartbroken. Says, "You're misunderstanding me." "Oh, writer, give her an entire barrel of honey." The writer says to, "Oh Imam, she only asked you for a bowl of honey, yet you're giving her a whole barrel." He says, "She asked me based on her capacity, and I am giving her based on my capacity." So this Imam Khanifillah, he has, between him and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is only two people. He narrates from the most authentic chains of narrations. He narrates from Ata ibn Rabah and Aisha radiyallahu anha عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. He narrates hadiths from this path. He narrates from Ibn Abi Mulaika and Ibn Abbas عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. He narrates from Nafi' and Abdullah ibn Umar عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Only two people between him and the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. He narrates from Sa'id ibn Sa'id al-Maqburi عن أبي هريرة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So he had a very high chain of narration when it comes to the knowledge of hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This Imam had very many letters and correspondences between him and Imam Malik. So much so that the great student of Imam Malik, Imam al-Shafi'i, says, كان الليث بن سعد أفقه من مالك. He had more knowledge of the fiqh than Imam Malik, ولكن أصحابه لم يقوموا به. But his companions did not give him his due right. If you look at Abu Hanifa, Imam, he has two great students. He has many students, but two great, Abu Yusuf and Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani. These two students, they spread his madhab. And also, he was the chief judge, Abu Yusuf, so the madhab of Abu Hanifa spread. You look at the madhab of Imam Malik, he has a book, Al-Muwatta, and he has great students, Abdullah ibn Wahab, Abdul Rahman ibn Qasim, Yahya ibn Yahya, Layth, and so on. his madhab spread. You look at Imam Shafi'i, he has al-Buwayti, al-Rabi' ibn Sulaiman, his madhab spread. Imam Ahmad, he has al-Musnad, and he has many great students, his madhab spread. But no one was there from the students of Layth ibn Sa'ad al-Fahmi, so much so that the people of Egypt were not even following his own madhab, they were following the madhab of Imam Malik ibn Anas. This Imam Khanifullah was born in the year 94 of the Hijri calendar, and he passed away in the year 175 of the Hijri calendar in Egypt, just 4 years before the death of Imam. Of which Imam? He was Imam Malik. Yes, he just died 4 years before Imam Malik. How old was Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad al-Fahmi when he passed away in the year 175? He was the age of 81 of years of age, and he had a madhab. His madhab was based on following the authentic hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and the fatwa of the Sahaba and Tabi'een. He took knowledge from 50 of the Tabi'een, the generation that came after the Sahaba, and took knowledge from 150 plus scholars from the Atba' Tabi'een. He is regarded to be the third generation of Muslims. The Prophet ﷺ says, خَيْرُ خُرُونِ قَرْنِ ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ says that the best generation of Muslims is my generation. Then the generation that comes thereafter. Then the generation that comes thereafter. Those are the best Muslims. The Sahaba, the Tabi'een, and the Atba' Tabi'een. And this Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad al-Fahmi al-Masri is from the Atba' Tabi'een. This is a scholar that few of the Muslims have heard of before. I hope inshallah tonight we have learnt a little bit about his biography. Inshallah tomorrow night we shall look at another great scholar from the land of Sham, the Imam al-Awza'i, Abdurrahman al-Awza'i rahimahullah, who passed away in Beirut in the year 157 of the Hijri calendar. Imam Layth ibn Sa'ad died in the year 175. This one we just changed the number a little bit. Died in the year 157. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.